On to 18.5, work together. Again, very important that you guys read so that you understand what is going on in these work togethers, okay? In 18.5, we're learning about the declining balance method of depreciation, and we're doing the double declining balance method, okay? So this is different than our straight line method. One thing that would be good to look at, I think is helpful to understand, is if you guys look at page 555 and see how it says, okay, this is our straight line rate. We take our estimated depreciation expense of 100% and we divide that by our useful life. This is just an example, is 5 years. That gives us 20%. That would be straight line depreciation, and that 20% is going to be the same every single year. That double declining, though, is when we're going to then multiply that times 2. And so we're going to get a double declining balance rate of 40%. So really that's essentially what we're doing here. So you need to have workbook page 39, and the directions are in your book on page 554. Okay, so it tells us what we're going to complete a depreciation table for each of the following plant assets purchased during the current year. We're going to use double declining balance depreciation method. So our first plant asset that we bought is a truck. We are using our double declining. The original cost that we paid for that truck was $22,000. Our estimated salvage value once we're done with the truck is $2,200. And our estimated useful life of the truck is 4 years. Okay, so we're going to lay 4 years. We're going to say like year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4. Okay, our beginning book value of that truck is just simply what we paid for it, $22,000. Now we need to find our double declining or a declining balance rate. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 100%, we're going to divide that by 4 years, and that gives us 25%. We're then going to multiply that times 2, and that gives us 50%. So our annual depreciation, we simply take $22,000, our book value, times that 50%, and we should get an annual depreciation of $11,000. So that first year it depreciates quite a bit. Our ending book value, then, we take our beginning book value and we subtract our annual depreciation. Hopefully you did not need a calculator for that like I just used. $11,000. Okay, now for year number 2, our beginning book value is simply what we ended with from year number 1, so $11,000. Our declining balance rate is still the same, 50%. So we're going to take $11,000 times that 0.5, 50%, and it depreciates $5,500 year 2. Our ending book value then is $5,500. Year number 3, our beginning book value is just what we ended with year number 2, so $5,500. Our declining balance rate is still the same, 50%. Our annual depreciation that year is $2,750. Our ending book value then is $2,750. For year number 4, our beginning book value is what we ended with year number 3, $2,750. Our declining balance rate is 50%. Now, when I find out my depreciation, my annual depreciation for that year, I'm going to see that it is $13.75. And so if I depreciate $13.75, that means that my ending book value is also going to be $13.75. What is the estimated salvage value of our truck? It is $2,200. So that means that we're going to assume that it's not going to drop under that $2,200 after year 4 or during year 4. Okay, so I want my ending book value to be $2,200. So here I'm going to find the difference between those, and I should see that the difference is $550. So even though that's not what this times 50% equals, it can only depreciate $550 that year because it cannot go lower than that $2,200 salvage value that we have. Okay, so that's done with the truck. We will then move on to the cash register.